The following program contains scenes that may be upsetting for some viewers.
I mean, as we get to the end of season 3, I've spoken before about how it's affected me now differently to the way in which it affected me in season 2. Season 2 was a learning experience. You know, I went into it wet-nosed and fresh, and I came out, with a couple of bumps and bruises, literally. This year I've gone in with these bumps and bruises already, and now I've come out with some scars. And it's interesting to feel this way about something so immaterial.
Come on! Show me the rape!
Knife.
Show me the rape!
When I came into it, I needed answers. I wanted to know if all of these things that I'd thought when I was younger were real, if all of my experiences were really happening, and if I wasn't just making it up, as kids tend to do. But as an adult now, who's been through this already, and has a level head and likes to analyze things and is also very quick to disprove a lot of the things that happen as, tricks of the light, tricks of sound, and only sticks to the things that really make him wonder and really defy explanation. I feel like now my questions has definitely been answered. Will that make me stop? I don't think so.
Was there anybody murdered here?
Who's here?
The following program has been filmed for your entertainment. Viewers may find some scenes disturbing. By day, they're an idyllic beauty spot. By night, the Alameda Botanical Gardens can be a terrifying place. There are dozens of bodies buried around the place, some of them with no name. Tonight on the Ghost Trail, we'll be making the call and see who answers.
What we know today as the Alameda Gardens were always known as the Red Sands or the Old Man's Garden. Because it is said that this old man who survived the Great Siege used to live in the gardens there, or what became the gardens, in a little cave, sort of like a hermit. And eventually it was opened by our Governor Don. He made it a public gardens. But before that, the actual gardens, and you can still see them today, was used as a burial ground. Many tombs are still there. If you go past the walkways, you can see many tombstones still sticking out all over the place. It was also a place of execution. The Red Sands, where we have the cable car today, was the grand parade that they used to have all the displays and all the parades and everything. And it was also used as an execution area. Obviously, the people executed were buried in the Red Sands.
as I've explained before, I have to match the energy of the souls that I'm letting in my energy field. And just to let you know, it's a little bit more challenging because these souls have been dead. Some of them don't realise they've passed, so it can be a little bit challenging to know whether it's safe to channel. There's a group of you. There's a group of you.
Does anybody else feel it?
That's what I looked over there
back
for.
right.
There are people here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being
Big
watched.
group of soldiers.
I remember the Alameda Gardens being quite a powerful location. We had experiences with malfunction of equipment and and other bits, but I remember all of us sort of chasing nothing, running around, hearing sounds on one end, hearing sounds on the other. We were all running around trying to find where they were coming from. We couldn't find people. There was absolutely no way anybody could move that fast, because the moment we heard the slightest ruffle, we were off. We heard clanging of what sounded like a gate or a barrier of some kind. We run off in that direction. There was nothing there, so we were sort of driven in a little bit of a goose chase that night, and there was a lot of things that happened there which we couldn't explain.
I just heard footsteps up there.
I heard something, yeah.
I just heard footsteps behind me.
Tennis going on in the background. Yeah. So obviously we need to take that into consideration with sound.
Yeah, but it's different listening to a tennis ball than listening to this.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and it keeps getting this feeling like there's people just standing around us.
It was a big open wide area. It didn't look spooky. It's just a garden that you can walk around, a large garden. But yes, we found ourselves at a particular tombstone. It was quite a large tombstone, if I remember. And straight away, as soon as we were stood and Sam was doing a thing, I was aware that there was someone moving around behind us and around us. And I just heard feet running. And at one point, I believe I just took off, chasing nothing. There was definitely something there. We heard something, we chased it, we couldn't find anybody there.
Men, there was lots of men. Were you all punished?
Leave us, that was clear.
What were you showing me as I was driving up about the blow to the head?
Love again.
I heard that as well. It was quite
So
low,
this
but I
was
heard it.
about you being persecuted and feeling the shame because you loved another man. In this episode, I recall us connecting immediately with a gentleman called John, and there was a huge theme of sexuality. He'd been in love, he'd been persecuted for having a homosexual relationship. I'm being shown, look, just the men. A few of you were killed. So a few of them would have just been killed or suffocated.
Held or killed?
Who
I
was
think I heard.
suffocated? Being shown something being covered over mouths.
For me, in this episode, I fulfilled more of an observer role. There wasn't really much that I could do, to be honest. There was so much energy and so much activity going on, and Sam was like a lightning rod for it. So it was all just coming to her, and through her and through the Echo Box, it's almost as if we were being told a story. And not just one story either. There were a couple of stories from different people. There was a man who was in love. There were two men who were afraid of reprimand because of their sexuality, two army men.
We're just going to try and get the same sound, the same voices, the same sounds, the same words out of a different sound bank.
That'll be a good experiment.
But don't be too hopeful because it's like you and I repeating the same conversation.
Yeah, I know.
So
Try
But you know,
try and see.
residual energy and stuff like that. Let's see what we can get.
Here we go.
We also got knifed again
WM.
for this murder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was
Why are we
was
still here, Spirit?
Or something.
Why are we still